Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. I've got my task list up. The coal outpost now I would say is taken care of. So we're going to mark that as complete. We noted that we needed more copper smelting, and I also have a note to upgrade to steel furnaces. And actually I'm thinking that upgrading to steel furnaces might take care of our copper issue at the same time, because that'll essentially double our output. So I'm going to take that off the list, and we'll work on the steel furnace thing coming up here today. Up here I have revised the design of the depot. One thing I forgot to put in there when I put it in initially was a fuel station. So one of the things that I like a lot about LTN is that it'll send a train out to pick up, the train will drop off, and then it comes back to the train station. Okay. So because the trains always come back to the same place, we can set up a fuel stop at the depot, and that way the trains will always be full of fuel, and I won't have to put train refueling in 20 different locations like I normally would using the vanilla train system. So I did put in a coal stop, and right now, we've got 282 trains carrying coal. I think this is probably way more coal than I really need to have here for fueling the trains. I actually put in the request to only ask for 1,000. But it has to, because we can't turn off the bulk rail loaders and get them to stop filling when the train has just over what it came for. We always get a full train. So we ended up with a full train's worth, but it's still not too much, and it won't fill up again until it gets down to less than 1,000. Pardon me. Okay. And then there's another thing that I need to do as well. If for some reason a train does not empty its entire load, it'll wait for up to 2 minutes by default at a station, and after 2 minutes of activity, it'll come back to the depot. So one thing that we have to account for is that on occasion, for whatever reason, we might get a train that doesn't completely empty and it's going to come back to the depot with stuff inside it. But then if the same train gets sent to pick up a different item, we're going to have mixed material, which can cause a problem, obviously. So what I've done in the past to deal with that is to 5, 10, 15, I'll keep it simple for now, is to set up a trash stop, essentially. So what we'll do is I'll put inserters to unload all of these. And I should really have stack inserters. I'll go back to the base to get stack inserters. So for now, I'm just going to put like a single storage chest here. Later, I will replace these with active providers, but I don't think I have access to those yet. No, I don't, because those need logistic system, which requires 2 more levels of science packs. So that's a ways away. So for now, we'll just put them into storage chests. So basically what I'll do is I'll have the depot, we'll empty into these chests in case anything comes in. And then once I have access to the logistic network, what we'll do is we'll set up one stop here in the depot that will collect all of the stuff that gets emptied, and it'll just act as a provider station. So whenever there's enough of any particular item that gets collected there, it'll be available to be picked up by the other trains. Whoops. Okay. Disable that. Okay, so, and you'll notice that I added a second train, just so we could see what it would look like with more than one train. And then I've also created a train for myself, which I've started to load with some goodies. I can also use this to get rid of stuff that I'm accumulating and get dumped out. Okay, and along with this, I extended this rail where that goes to the depot. I extended this to the north and then to the west and set up a little train stop for myself over next to the mall so that I can just go back there to pick up supplies and not have to run around too much. All right, so let's go back there now. This train runs rather slowly. As you can see, it accelerates pretty slowly, 141. And again, we need to get to the point where we can use better fuel. Coal and wood don't offer any speed bonus, but solid fuel increases your acceleration by 120%. It also increases the top speed of the train. And then rocket fuel will do the same. We can't make rocket fuel yet, but let's check it here. Rocket. Yeah, rocket fuel has 180% acceleration bonus and a higher top speed as well. And I think isn't there a uranium fuel too? Nuclear fuel? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and the nuclear fuel gives you 250%, but I don't think I'll be using nuclear fuel in the train network. I might use it for my personal train, just so I have some fast wheels, but okay. So I wanted to get stack inserters, and the other change that I made since the last episode was I brought red circuits over to the hardware store. And right now, this is the only thing that needs it. So, oh, wonderful. It's missing gears. Whoops. Okay, X. There we go. $15 gears. Wow. Okay. Maybe we should put a stack inserter there. Okay, so I'm going to need 16 since I have 2 cars, or 2 trains with 8 cars each. I'll need 16 inserters. And then, like I said, eventually I'll replace those chests over there with active providers so that when anything gets dropped off, the bots will pick it up, and then they'll take it to storage chests, which will be available to load onto the trains. All right, a few more. Can I handcraft? No. I guess I could steal some gears and handcraft some. I think it's generally a good idea to have some gears on hand anyway. All right, we'll do 5 more. That'll give us 16. All right, so let's go back and finish that up. Yeah, I don't have a passenger station over there yet, so I'll just drive the train manually and get close. So when I was looking at the research, you probably noticed that I finished researching nuclear power. So that's something that we could contemplate getting into fairly soon. In fact, let's put that on our to-do list. Nuclear power plant. And in this playthrough, I'm going to try to come up with my own design for nuclear. There's a really good blueprint that I've used in my last couple of series, which has a nuclear plant that starts off with 2 reactors and it expands up to 10. you know, and having the blueprint makes it very easy to set up the nuclear reactors. You know, and like I said, you start with 2, and then over time you can add more and more reactors up until 10. And then after that, if you need more power, you just set up a copy of the same thing somewhere else. And it's worked very well for me, but I want to try to come up with something that I can expand to as many reactors as I want. That's not limited to 10. And that means I'm going to have to come up with my own design. So I'll probably force myself to struggle with that a little bit to see what I can come up with. Hopefully I can come up with something good. And if we don't, logistic filter. Huh. Well, that's something new. So now you can... Does that mean you can dictate what goes in these things? No. Well, maybe for the bots you can. Okay, that's a nice feature. I'm not sure if we'll use it, but I'm sure it's got some useful applications. All right. Yeah, so this is all set pretty much for now. I don't want to put the junk station yet because I don't know. I'm not sure how many trains I'm going to want to add to this depot. So I want to leave it kind of open so that I can just, you know, expand upward with as many as I want. Looks like we could probably fit, just on this section of track, we could probably fit another 10 or 12 of them. So once I get to the end, then I'll convert this second station here to the trash collector. And there's probably a way to do it with belts. I don't think there's a good way to do it with belts. Actually, what I'll do is I'll set up storage chests to collect the items, and then I'll put requester chests to load the train, and when the train comes in to pick something up, I'll have it set the requester chests to that item, and that way we don't have to worry about having multiple types of items in the chests. Okay. So that's done. So let's get to work on steel furnaces. So to make those, we just need steel plate and stone brick. Let's come over here and count how many I have. So if we start with copper, I'm going to need 96. Yeah, so we should really set this up in the... We should set this up in the mall, I think, because we're going to need a lot of them, and they take 3 seconds each to make, which is a little too long for handcrafting, in my opinion. So you can see that a stone furnace has a crafting speed of 1, and the steel furnace has a crafting speed of 2, so it'll make plates twice as fast, and that's why when we replace the stone furnaces with steel, we have to upgrade to red belts, because we're going to have twice as much stuff coming out. It also means that you have to upgrade red belts on the ore going in, because you're going to have to feed it twice as fast as well. All right, so let's set something up right here. This will make steel furnace, and we just need steel and brick. So that can be the steel. Now the brick, I can't go long enough to get the brick from here. So what I'm going to have to do is yeah, this will work. Whoops. I meant to hit Q and I hit escape instead. So I can put a splitter there, bring that down there, and then I can put a long inserter there. That'll grab the steel. Or actually, let's take advantage of our adjustable inserters. How many does this take? 6 and 10 in 3 seconds. So we'll do fast inserters, actually. And then I'll make this one long. so that I can pull from the steel belt. One thing I kind of miss from Angels and Bob's mods is they have like these Mark II power poles. And the Mark II power poles cover a larger area, and you can have a greater distance in between. I feel like we generally need too many power poles in this game. Although I can make the substations now, I think. Yeah, and those take copper, steel, and red circuits. So let's start stockpiling some of those guys too. All right, so I've already got copper and steel here, and I've never used substations on a really large scale. I usually just use them in certain situations when they're necessary, but maybe on this playthrough I'll use them more often, just to kind of clean up the map, not have power poles all over the place. Okay, and then a splitter there. And that takes half a second. Okay, and that means we'll put a fast inserter on the output. There we go. And I'm not sure what the stack size is on those. I'll let that run for a couple seconds and then we'll see. All right, here, I'm assuming these stack up to 50. I'm going to need 96 there. I'm going to need twice as many here, so that's like 300, about 350. So I'm going to need about 450 furnaces total. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so about a whole row. But I'm not going to need them all at one time, so I'll just limit this to 200. Okay. They're going beyond 10, so they might... Well, we'll wait and see. Anyway, I'll just limit it to 2 stacks for now. Okay. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to have to pause for a minute because I have a call coming in. So what I will do is I'll just limit the chest like this. I'll go do what I got to do. Take a quick break. And we'll let this fill up. And then when I come back, we'll have all the steel furnaces that we need. And we can, turn this off. All right. So I'll be back in just a moment. All right, folks, and I'm back. This is much slower than I anticipated, so we still only have about 100. So I'll just grab those. I'll limit this to... I'll just limit it to 100. We'll do this a bit at a time. Yeah, these stack up to 50, it looks like. So I'll grab a stack of those, just so I have them with me. And we'll head over and start upgrading our smelting area. Before I go do that, I want to grab more red belts. Because we'll need a lot of those. And I'll get the undergrounds and splitters as well. Okay, the other thing I want to do is get rid of this. we go. That's much better. Okay. So let's use our upgrade planner. So we want to upgrade from stone furnace to steel. It'll be interesting to see whether the bots are going to try to, or whether I have to empty these in order for that to happen, but we'll try it. And then we're going to replace all the yellow stuff with red stuff. Yellow to red. Okay, and that should be all that we need. Okay, so I should be able to select this whole thing and do it like instantly. Yeah. Okay, well that was easy. Yeah, let me make, I'm going to need 2 fast mini loaders to replace these yellow ones, otherwise I won't get enough throughput. Actually, this one here can stay yellow because we don't have a whole lot of coal going through there. We will need twice as much, but yellow belt will still be enough. Okay, yeah, so with the upgrade planner, that becomes quite easy. There we go. Okay, and then we'll, oh, now I have 2 of them. They're both the same. Okay. For some reason, I seem to be collecting those. All right, so now we need to upgrade all of this as well. Okay, looks like I pick up plates when I cross an underground belt. All right, so I'm going to upgrade. I'll just upgrade the main line and the splitters coming off of it. Okay, I'm out of belt, so let's go back and get some more red belt. That is one thing with the upgrade planner is that it works very quickly, but you also burn through your items extremely fast. Okay, so, oh, okay, good. We've got almost 400 again already. Alright, I'll just park it there. And looks like we left off right here. Alright, let's upgrade this. I think this should be red as well. I think the iron belt can remain yellow. Okay, so now all the copper buses upgraded to red belts. And actually now I think we can change this back to a regular type of a setup. And I'll put the output priority on the left. So that way we'll give ourselves a full belt there as much as possible and the excess will pass through. Okay, so let's see how we're doing on furnaces. And And maybe we can upgrade iron while we're at it. Okay. I've got 94, so that's almost enough for 2 lines. 96. Okay, so we'll do 2 of the iron lines, and then we'll come back and upgrade the other 2. I need more belt. And actually now I have quite a lot of yellow belt, so I'm going to get rid of some of the yellow belt. Not that much. I should save another stack. Yeah, the other yellow components, I'm doing okay. I'm going to need a couple more of those fast loaders. Okay. Alright, and I'm not sure if I need to upgrade steel. I think I might need to eventually, but okay. And you know what we can do? Let's upgrade mini loader to fast mini loader. That way I can hit that all in one fell swoop. Alright, so we'll take these 2 lines. Select the whole darn thing. And I don't have enough red belt, so we'll have to come back and do it again. And again, I'll keep the coal as yellow. Of course, I'm probably going to turn it back again when I come back here with my upgrade tool again to get the rest of the belts. So I guess I'll just upgrade it. It's not going to hurt anything. I'll use a few more iron plates, but over the course of the game, a few iron plates are going to be pretty much meaningless. We're going to be making gazillions of iron plates before this series is done. I'm sure of that. Alright. I wish I could make these faster. Well, one thing I could do... Oh, my inventory's full. Ah, okay. Yeah, I've got a lot of stone furnaces. Let's get rid of those. Let's get rid of those. Actually, let's put everything in the same chest. I'll keep a stack of coal. We'll get rid of the stone furnaces. I don't think we'll need those anymore. And everything else I'll hang on to. And then I'll grab as many gears as I can gobble up here. And that way I can craft some red belts by hand while we're working on this. Okay, so we've got close to 400. Whew. Almost crashed again. Okay, so let's see, how far did we get? Looks like we got down to about here. Alright, so let's upgrade. There we go. And I still have some red belts, so let's start upgrading the bus as well. And I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that part of it. We really need to upgrade all the belts at the same time. Okay, and then we're going to need more belts. So we are out of time for this episode anyway, so I am going to finish this up offline. What I'll do is I'll get the rest of these, I'll get the rest of the iron bus upgraded to red belt. I'll probably upgrade at least the iron carrying belts in here in the mall to red belts as well. And then after that, we'll see how it goes. Like the stone brick, I don't think I'm going to need to upgrade that ever. Steel, I guess I'll probably have to upgrade at some point. You know, once everything else starts running faster because we have more iron and copper, I'll probably start consuming more steel. But as far as science goes, you know, all the red, green, and blue science is done. So until we get military science packs or purple science packs, we're not going to be able to do any more research. And that was kind of the plan anyway, that we would get up to blue science and then start expanding. I do have, I do have, though, a lot of science packs on belts right now. So I'm thinking I might... No, that's okay. We'll put them in storage and wait. I don't think there's any reason that we need to spend time consuming them before we relocate our science. We can always just pick them up and take them over on a train. So, okay, and it looks like the labs don't consume anything when they're not working, so it doesn't matter if we leave that there. So I'll just leave all the science stuff here. And then once we get to the point that we set up science production outside of the starter base, then we can start to tear it down here in the starter base. Okay. Well, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. I'll finish that smelting line upgrade, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.